Good morning, Zio here. We have a lot to talk about. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Overwatch 2 because I was wrong. So let's get into it, shall we? So, as predicted, Blizzard did, in fact, release, relatively everything that got leaked during the opening ceremony yesterday. We got, Diablo 4 confirmed, Overwatch 2 confirmed, World of Warcraft Shadowlands confirmed, Hearthstone that nobody cares about, Heroes of the Storm that nobody cared about, and, pretty much everything got confirmed, although some things did not get confirmed, as well as some things did not play out as I thought they would. I was totally wrong. This is the one of the things that I was totally wrong about. It was Overwatch 2. There were people complaining about a short rundown because nobody actually watched that one. Apparently, that's the one video that I've done that not a single soul actually saw it, apparently. But I don't know if that's just because nobody actually cares about Overwatch right now, or maybe I just don't do Overwatch enough for it to pop on anybody's radar. But anyway, point is, people were complaining about Overwatch 2, or the idea of Overwatch 2 not being able to bring your stuff over from Overwatch, and I pretty much was saying, duh. I mean, how often has a sequel allowed you to bring things over, from its predecessor to its new thing? And I have to say, I'm relatively surprised. I mean, Blizzard definitely made me take a step back when they said what they said, because I'm just like, really? You're actually going to do that? Because on one hand, that's very good. I mean, that is very consumer friendly. On the other hand, it still poses the question, what exactly is Overwatch 2 for? Seriously, just stop and think for a second, just in case you hadn't. What are they actually doing? Overwatch 2 is coming out. It's going to have new maps, new champions, right? New champions. The cinematic, of course, is playing in the background right now. Looks amazing. If Blizzard can do anything, they have it on the cinematic side. They've always have. They are always going to. Yeah. And of course, I thought they were going to kill off May for a second watching the cinematic. But I was slightly upset on that. Yeah. Anyway, so enough of the cinematic because I'm apparently watching it now. So Overwatch 2 is going to come out. It's got new characters, new maps, a PvE mode, new costumes, all that good jazz. However, all your Overwatch 1 stuff will carry over. And that's good. That is like super consumer friendly. There's one other company that currently went consumer friendly, it seems, or is doing consumer friendly things that I also want to talk about. Just haven't gotten into it yet. Meant to talk about it, I guess, Thursday or Friday or whatever, but I've been sick and having issues, so I've not been able to do anything the past few days. And that's good. That's nice. The fact that Blizzard's going to let people carry things over, it's not going to feel like a waste, because I thought for sure, with the way that Blizzard has been going about doing things and other companies, that they were going to make Overwatch 2 and they were going to force you to redo everything. You weren't going to carry over any skins. You weren't going to carry over anything. You were just going to start anew and have to rebuy their loot boxes, which, of course, at this point in time, there's been no word on those yet either. But, it seems that everything also, on top of that, Overwatch 2 is not a requirement for you to buy. And you're probably thinking to yourself at this point, what is the point? I know, because I keep thinking the same thing. Maybe it's just me. But Overwatch 1 is going to have access to all the same maps, all the same characters, all the other, things that come with Overwatch 2. and the multiplayer function. The only thing difference between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 is going to be the PvE mode. Overwatch 1 will not have the PvE mode. Overwatch 2 will, which to me feels kind of a little bit on the scummy side. Sort of takes that goodwill that Blizzard is building up with the whole interchangeable costumes and everything else, so you can take them with you, or you can still have access to everything that's coming from Overwatch 2 in Overwatch without actually having to buy Overwatch 2, while simultaneously scamming everybody into a $60-some purchase just for PvE. Yeah, that's where this boils down to at this point. See, in my last video, I talked about League of Legends, right? League of Legends have done a lot over the years. They've gone over a huge graphical overhaul. They've got new modes, tons new characters. Characters themselves have been overhauled to the point that I don't even recognize half of them anymore because of the way they've, been changed skill-wise and everything else. And it's a free-to-play game, right? Who makes money purely off of the microtransaction system. And this was all content updates. Well, Blizzard over here has got Overwatch. You have to pay full price for Overwatch, whatever its price currently is. Overwatch 2, you're going to have to pay full price for Overwatch. You pay full price for World of Warcraft, Diablo, Warcraft, StarCraft. Is that it? I think that's all of them right there that you gotta pay a bunch of money for. And then you have a subscription based with World of Warcraft. And then, of course, if you really want to get into, say, Hearthstone or something, you've got to spend money on packs. They all have macro transactions systems in place. And Blizzard's now going to charge you $60 for PvE. Oh, Blizzard. I started this video thinking I've got to, say something good, because Blizzard's doing something good with this whole thing. You're allowing people to bring their stuff over. You're not scamming them out of it. But at the same time, you're scamming people out of money for PvE that could be a DLC. I mean, not everybody is going to want it. I granted that. But to throw it out there and say, hey, look, for an extra 15 or whatever, we've got this PvE experience available for you if you want it. And allow people to, go and do it. If they want it, they can buy it. If they don't, they don't. There's no real reason for them to actually have it as a separate game, especially if it's going to be $60, like, full retail price, because that's how Blizzard does things, which feels a bit on the scummy side. Which, of course, begs the question, what is the point to Overwatch 2? Still, what is the point to Overwatch 2? I was wrong about the whole carrying over things, but it seems like Overwatch 2 and Overwatch is going to have so much overlap that PvE is the only thing that doesn't overlap between the two. It does feel a little scammy at that point. It is nice that it doesn't matter which one you play. You still got access to things, so unless you absolutely positively want that PvE stuff, Overwatch 2 is literally not worth it for you. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. Now, if you haven't gotten into Overwatch, and Overwatch 2's, maybe coming out in the near future. I'm not sure when. I didn't get that information. But if they even gave us information on that. If you hadn't actually picked up Overwatch, Overwatch 2 might be the way to go, to be totally honest. I guess it really just depends on how low Overwatch price drops, or if they just stop selling Overwatch, which is also a possibility too. If Overwatch 2 launches, they could, disabled the ability to purchase regular Overwatch after that. So if you hadn't bought it, you're kind of forced into Overwatch 2 at that point. But that's fine on one hand, because if your friends are playing it, you can still play with your friends over here, right? So it doesn't really matter which one you have, you're still going to be able to play together. As a result, you'll have access to all the same things, except for you're going to have access to PvE. So if you hadn't actually picked up Overwatch, Overwatch 2 might be the better option for you. And then again, depending on how Blizzard wants to do it, it might be the only option for you at that point in time. If it's not that big of a deal for you, if the PvE isn't that big of a deal, which, you know, may not be, then there's no point to picking up Overwatch 2 at all. None whatsoever. It is clearly a cash grab for you just to get more money out of you, when it could have been cheap DLC. And we could have left it at that. And those who wanted to buy it could buy it. Those who didn't have to. As for me, the PvE actually could get me into the Overwatch scene. Overwatch does look like a fantastic game. I've played over at a friend's a little bit. I've watched him play a lot, and quite frankly do enjoy it. It's just I'm poor, and I haven't really put it at the top of my priority list to buy things, of course. So I haven't actually got it on my account to play. But I also have a problem with PvP-only games due to the fact that eventually, when they do end one day, there's no PvE to go back to it to sort of remember or to replay or reminisce about or anything else like that either. So, you know, I try to stay clear of the PvP-only games that cost me money for the most part. With the exception of MMOs, of course. There's always an exception. That's technically not PvP either. It's PvP and PvE, but you get my drift, right? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is Overwatch 2 a scam? Or is it amazing? Let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.